my name is Cupicate, and welcome to the PUP reveal finally for Teau. I appreciate you guys being patient while I was sick. This video is literally a week late, but I really was able to recover both physically and mentally because I was drained after 2 weddings, a mini honeymoon, having to bulk record for all of that. I honestly just needed a few days and I took it while I recovered and it was really nice. So I appreciate you. Let's get into seeing these puppies. So as you know, our boy has now had 3 official litters with his beautiful mate Sundance, our absolute sunshine flower of the universe. I love her so much. Last time, oh no, our first litter, we had Moon Dancer, Seraphine, Eartham, Stardust, and unfortunately we lost both Stardust and Bastion. It was very, very hard to lose both of them for Teau, but he did at least have 3 of his pups remain. The second litter we had Root, Ember, Manda, Willow, Crow, and then Sunset, who was unfortunately taken by Junction Butte Wolves. But he did a lot better keeping his pups alive in his second litter. And then in his third and final litter, he did not lose any pups, which means Teau is becoming such a better dad. But he really did lose that battle against Crevice Lake. His eye will not heal, guys. I am permanently making it to where his eye, he's mostly blind in it, and it hurts him so bad to open it, he doesn't usually open his eye. I don't know if that's going to affect the way that we play the game just yet, but Teau has lost vision in one of his eyes officially. But we'll get into that on another Wolf Talk, hopefully. Let's grow these pups up because we have a lot to go through. So first and foremost, we have Cielo, who has another one of my very favorite coats in the game ever. I love this coat so much. Let's check him out. Now, as a reminder, which I thought was really funny, Mikhail had pretty much all girls and 1 boy, and Teau had pretty much all boys and 1 girl, which was Alora. So most of these wolves we're going to look at are our boys until we get to Alora, our female. So this is Cielo. Absolutely beautiful boy. It looks like he has a bit of a left notched ear, which is adorable. We could say that he got that from his grandmother because she has more dog ears, so they might be notched right there. Let's look at your eyes. Wait. What is your coat called? So this is the 21M coat, one of my favorites. I absolutely love this coat so much. It has been my favorite ever since Eco Leaf Legends chose it to play her Wolf Eco. Anyways, I'm going to say that 1,000 times. Let's look at your eyes. So he has a true golden eye, absolutely beautiful against the gray. You know what? He really does look like the sky, and his eyes are the sun. His name ended up being so appropriate for him. All right, let us hear your beautiful song. Aw, he ended up getting the Seraph Howl. I will always and forever call that the Seraph Howl, even though she's not the only wolf that has it. That makes me so happy. They're not related, by the way. Seraph is absolutely not related to Teau and any of his lineage, but I love that howl. I love that he got the Seraph Howl. Oh, he got another one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, Cielo, you are already starting to be one of my favorite pups out of this litter. So I do not see anything other than the notched left ear. That is all he got. It looks like his tail is pretty normal as well. So other than that, we will just be giving him the typical snaggle fang tooth since he is Teau's son. It looks like his stats are -1 strength but a plus in health. So he's not as strong of a wolf, but he can take a few more hits than your average wolf. Now, as for Cielo, I could almost see him being a little bit flighty and cautious almost. Kind of jumping here and there and not really staying in one place for too long, almost being nervous, but also enjoying being under the sky. Maybe even not being in tree areas, being out in the open, he would almost prefer. I could see him very much being like that, but I could be wrong. So feel free to let me know what y'all think about Cielo in the comments below. So we're gonna save this boyo and go on to Ollie. And here is Ollie! Oh my gosh, Ollie! So Ollie has the small dot coat from the Cool Coats line, as you can see from the small dot. And he actually ended up being radio collared. So I wonder for what reason our boy was radio collared. He also has a slight tear in his ear, so I'd be interested to hear what y'all think about how he got that tear. He has a piercing amber gaze just like his father. He definitely holds that dark coat that comes down from Bane. What I call the typical Snagglefang coloring is that dark coat. That's kind of their standard look. Give us your song, sweet Ollie. He does have a sweet face. Oh, such a soft song. Oh, and he shares that howl with his brother. Oh my goodness, you and Cielo. I could see them hanging out for some reason. Honestly, I could see all of Teo's litter kind of hanging out. I didn't really see many of them have too much of an issue other than Buffalo being a little bit of a bully. But I think that might have had to do with the fact he was so big. He just kept getting bigger and bigger, and his stomach kept getting bigger and bigger, and so he had to kind of fight for his food a little bit. But maybe Buffalo is just a bully. But we're not talking about Buffalo. We are talking about Ollie and his beautiful eyes. So he did get the torn inner left ear. Very, very cool. We're going to give him the typical Snagglefang tooth. I don't actually see anything else other than the radio collar, but I'd love to know if y'all have any ideas of how he got that. He doesn't have very good stamina, but he is healthy. So we're going to have a very healthy litter, which is always nice to have to be able to take more hits for when you mess up. But both Ollie and Cielo have a plus in health. That minus stamina, though, could be a problem, but if you can hit harder, I think you can balance it out pretty well. But y'all let me know what you think about Ollie and his story down in the comments as well. Cotton, you got one of my favorite coats, Cotton! Oh my gosh. This is funny because I just recorded Mikhail's, and I'm sure y'all have seen it because it was posted last Saturday. But he had another wolf. Heidi had this coat. I absolutely love this coat. He looks super smug. I don't know why. This coat with his smile, he looks like a really smug wolf, which is kind of funny. So he has the 7F Founders coat, and he has these beautiful bright orange eyes. So it's almost like a true combination between Teau and Sundance's eyes, because I think hers are pretty gold, maybe on the yellow-orange side, but he got like a true orange, like a true mix between our two wolves. All right, sing us the song of your people, my boy. Whoa! I did not expect the depth to come out of this boy like it did. Let's hear 7. What a difference between the two, but wow, his vocal range is incredible. I can't get over how smug he looks right now. He just really does. He looks like, I can do anything. He also looks like he could seriously be a ladies' man. Like he just wants to get in there and be like, you know you like me. I can't believe I did that on camera. So he doesn't have any customizations from what I can tell, but we can always change that. I do enjoy adding a few customizations to our wolves. We will give him the typical Snagglefang. Now he looks even more smug, I feel like. Even more so. Now he's just got that grin like he is up to seriously no good right now. So our boy Cotton is not very fast, but he is also healthy. So we're keeping that health thing going, which with each pup that we check into. So far, they all have a +1 in health, but they've all had different minuses, and it looks like Cotton got a little bit slow. Maybe because he was so starved from Buffalo getting so much of the food, he ended up eating too much as an adult when he realized he could capture his own food, and now it's made him really slow. I don't know why that story just popped into my head, but that may not be what you think is right for Cotton. And so if you have any other ideas, or if you want to expand upon the thing I just threw out there, feel free to do that in the comments as well. And then of course we have Buffalo, who did indeed get the Steigander coat, the Cinderella coat. But he does not look anywhere as evil as Steigander because of those bright yellow eyes. So yes, this is indeed the Cinderella coat, or 42F, from the Founders line. He got that beautiful yellow from his mother. I almost see Buffalo like being a kind of a brute, but also super loving. So like he got half and half from Teau, half from Sundance. Like he has the capability of bullying his way through things, but he's very careful about when he uses it. Maybe he learned his lesson as a pup and he doesn't want to be that as an adult. So he's kind of softened his heart a little bit. And maybe he kind of struggles a little bit with how like Teau struggled with his rage. Maybe Buffalo has to struggle with like, I need to control myself. I need to not brute myself into things. And that could be an interesting way to play him, similar to how we've played his father. What is your song? Ooh, double nines. Aw, the low, lonely howl. And the second squeakiest howl in history. So I also don't see any customizations on this boyo. No crooked tail, no short tail. Ears seem to be intact, but again, we can change that if we want to. I will give him the snaggle fang. As usual, we get a lot of the Cinderella coat. I wonder if for some reason the dark pelt that comes from the Snagglefang line just happens to make the Cinderella coat a lot. Ah, we have deviated a little bit. So Buffalo is not as strong. Very interesting, but he's really, really fast. Wow. Did not expect that from Buffalo. Maybe while he was training, he held back a lot of his strength and therefore he kind of suffered for it. But he had to learn to be fast in order to keep up with his prey, since he had kind of pulled back on his strength, being kind of the bully as a pup. I kind of love that. It fits the story that we're trying to spin a little bit. But again, you may not agree with me, and so feel free to let me know what you think in the comments or expand upon my idea. Oh my gosh, Thunder, you are the spitting image of your father. So Thunder ended up getting the second choice of the Life is Rough Pack 2. So the second square. This is Teau's coat. This is 100% Teau's coat. The only difference is that Teau has the burns, as I call them. It's really mange. Like, the game intended for it to be mange. I just called it burns. But this is 100% Teau's coat right now. That is also 100% Teau's eye color. It looks like he got a pretty bad eye scar and was also radio collared and has a bit of a notched ear. Could be a tear, could just be a notch. I feel like Thunder has a real story to tell. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but the fact that he's radio collared, he has the scar on his right eye, the notch in his left ear. I feel like he might have gotten into some trouble, maybe. Perhaps he even tried to go across the border and got himself into some trouble there and then put back in Yellowstone. I don't know. I'm not sure, but he really does. He's got a story to tell. He also has the lonely howl, just like his brother Buffalo. And the pain howl, as I call it. I don't know why I call it that. I guess it's because they sound like they're in pain. I think I say that every time we get this howl. I'm like, oh, it's the pain howl. Yes, so he did get the fully notched left ear. The tail looks fine though, but again, we can always change anything y'all feel like in the future. We're gonna give him the Snagglefang. Now he really looks like his dad. Wow, okay, so he's kind of all over the board a little bit as far as stats go. He has a +1 in strength and a +1 in health. So he's Strong and can take more hits, but he can't last very long and he's a bit slow. Like I said, he's definitely got a story to tell. Those stats may tell a story all in themselves. Thunder, you've really stolen my heart, buddy. I think it's because I love Teau so much, and the fact that he's like the spitting image of Teau doesn't help. And so like, oh my gosh, it's really beautiful. Thunder, you have easily become one of my favorites, even though I try really hard not to pick favorites. Jasper! Jasper, look at you! Oh my gosh, we've also had another wolf have this. Manda ended up getting this coat. This is another one of those coats. It's very similar to the Cinderella coat that I have seen. This is 755M of the Hall of Fame coats. Jasper, my boy, you look so beautiful. I love the broken bridge of the nose. And it does look like he also got a little bit of a tear in his ear. Very cool. So he almost has like a musty mustard yellow, like a ground mustard yellow eye. I don't know why I described it as mustard. I guess I'm hungry. But very mustardy yellow, like almost a piercing gold gaze. I wonder if he got that from his mom. I feel like this is his mother's eyes. Did you get your mother's eyes, boyo? Let's hear the song of your people. So a very high, short howl. And then the squeaky howl. So we have a high-pitched boyo right here. He did end up getting the torn inner right ear, but that is the only thing that I see on him right now. I want to give him the snaggle fang. I'm addicted to just giving fangs to wolves. I don't know, I'm just getting that vibe. Sometimes I just get that vibe. I don't know that it's necessarily truly his look, but as I look at wolves and I think about them, like something sometimes pops into my head and I'm like, where can I go with that? And I get this like worried, cautious kind of vibe from him where he's probably a little too serious for his own good, but he likes to play it safe. Calculating. Okay, and so we kind of went back. We do have another plus in health, but a minus in stamina. So he can take more hits, but he cannot last as long. So every hit that he makes has to count. So again, very calculated, and his stats kind of show that he really needs to make sure that every bite counts because he knows he can't hold on for as long. I'm in love with this litter. We have been really fortunate. I don't know if it's because the devs had added more coats into the game, so it made it more interesting. Maybe that's the reason. But I just love seeing all of the different variations of these coats on our pups, giving them personalities to add to what we have seen from them as pups. And last but certainly not least, we have our only female, Alora. Look at Alora! Oh my goodness. So the first time I had ever seen this coat on one of my wolf pups, I think it may have actually been just last Saturday in Mikhail's litter. One of our pups got this coat. Alora, you're beautiful. So this is the Grizzer coat of the IWC Ambassador Wolf line. So I don't see this on pups very often, but it's now shown up twice, so maybe it's not as rare as I thought it was. So she does have that yellow eye, probably more so from her mother. I could even see her taking from her mother's personality. She looks like she could be a little ball of sunshine inside that small body. Let's hear your song, love. Whoa! That is a big voice coming out of that small little girl. Ah! What a deviation! The range on this child. The absolute range. How did you manage that? Oh my goodness. She has a crooked tail. Oh, I wonder how she got a crooked tail. Y'all, she indeed has a crooked tail. Look at that. I wonder if that was just a natural defect that would just happened, Or if maybe that was the result of an injury, maybe she got stepped on, her tail got stepped on, and it caused some permanent damage in the cartilage or bone even. That could be an interesting story, I'm just saying. Oh, wow. Oh, girl. Okay, so Alora has a -2 in strength. She can't hit very hard at all. But she can go fast. She is very, very, very fast. So maybe for her, she is just gonna have to really focus on smaller prey since she's so fast, because that strength, oof. I could foresee during the time of the baby ungulate season that she just like doesn't hunt at all. And she only looks for babies to feed herself, to feed her mate, and to feed her pups. If we end up playing her for any reason, I could just see her just not hunting. Like, she just knows she's not strong enough to perform a hunt, and that she would purposely seek out a mate that was very strong and a good hunter to make up for the fact that she just can't hunt. It's possible, maybe, that we could say that her Snagglefang grew in really, really poorly, and it affects the way that she can bite things properly, and maybe that's why her strength isn't as good, because when she bites down, it hurts that tooth so bad that she can't continue to apply pressure. So, like I said, make those stories. I believe in you guys, and I will definitely help. So that is actually it for Teo's wolves. They go by so fast. I threw in some ideas for y'all for pretty much all of these pups, and for any pups that don't have a story created from y'all, I'll be able to work on them as well. But I always love reading y'all's comments on what you think, what you want to see for a wolf. Even if it doesn't necessarily make sense, I still want to read it, because I could throw a few things in there, and that way y'all feel like you helped create this wolf. It feels more personal that way, and I love giving y'all that opportunity to be creative. So don't be afraid to just be like, Alora, I love what you were saying about that. I want to add this into her story a little bit. Or you might want to deviate from my thought of the Snagglefang causing problems and say, well, maybe she had a really bad jaw injury and that's why her fang protrudes a little more and she can't bite down as hard. Like, give me your ideas for any of these wolves, not just Alora. Well, y'all, I really hope you liked this pup reveal for Teau. Again, thank you for waiting. If you did like all or any of these pups, make sure you tickle and poke that like button. Subscribe to join the family if you haven't already, and jingle that bell so you're notified of when I post videos. You're not gonna wanna miss when Teau and Sundance have their next litter. And I think next year, Sundance is gonna be 8. So we may lose her in this litter, and I'm really not ready for that. Really not, but I want y'all there with me so that when it does happen, we have each other. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week for a new series with Teau and Sundance, and we'll see how it goes. Bye!